and welcome to the Missoula Art Museum's Virtual Art in the Moment. This is an arts program for those experiencing dementia and their caregivers. This is a recorded segment, so you're welcome to watch it again at your own convenience. My name is Grissom-Kiely. I'm the curator of education here at the Missoula Art Museum, and I'm standing here with professional artist Bev Glueckert.
Hi, everybody.
We're standing in the Silver and Shot Galleries here at the Missoula Art Museum. And as you can see, the exhibition behind me is that of Eric S. Carlson. And the exhibition is entitled Entanglements.
We're very excited to have you here with us today. And during all education and public programs, MAM reads aloud its acknowledgement statement in honor of the land that we're standing on. Written in conjunction with tribal leaders, MAM sits on the ancestral territories of the Salish and Pend Oreille peoples, and we respect the indigenous stewards of this land. MAM acknowledges these rich cultures as fundamental to artistic life in Montana and to the work of MAM. During the next hour, we will share a little bit with you about the artist Eric Carlson and about this exhibition. We will look at some individual pieces of artwork from the exhibition, and artist Eric Carlson will join us and share a bit about his art and process. We'll think about what we notice and wonder about the artwork, and then you'll get to do some writing and/or sketching. So please have paper and pencil ready.
I'd like to share a few things about Eric Carlson. Eric S. Carlson is a local Missoula artist and archaeologist. His art has been greatly influenced by his archaeological experiences and his upbringing in southeastern Alaska. Carlson continues to work in the field during the summer sessions, leading archaeological crews in remote areas of Montana, Alaska, Hawaii, and overseas. His work has appeared on PBS's Nova and in the New York Times. He has recently completed illustrations for 2 books on Montana prehistory. In Carlson's paintings, he depicts his personal encounters in the wilderness and transforms them into visual stories. All of his paintings show the movements and actions of birds and animals over extended periods of time. Even if just for a few seconds, a chickadee lands on a blade of grass to nibble on a seed. For Carlson, by extending time beyond a moment, processes of change and the interconnectedness of all things can be revealed. All works in this exhibition were generated in the last 14 months and was inspired by real-life experiences the artist had while in remote regions of Montana, Alaska, and Hawaii. The paintings direct attention to our nation's valued natural spaces and the importance of direct engagement with them. The simple process of sitting, sketching, seeing, and remembering in these natural settings honors the places and the creatures who reside there. This body of work explores small events in the natural world around us that build places, the events that interweave and entangle organisms with one another and with their landscapes. The landing of a chickadee on a blade of grass in the rattlesnake, the interaction of a crow and an owl in a Missoula neighborhood, the consumption of a deer by a wolf at Glacier National Park. All reveal deep layers of interconnections. These paintings are in motion, alive, energized by the creatures who inhabit them. The work depicts durations, not snapshots or moments stuck in time. the world released from status flow into one another, passing through permeable boundaries of flora and fauna. Eric Carlson is here with us at the museum today and will share about his art.
Well, hello everyone. I'm here to talk to you about a couple of my paintings here in the show called Entanglements. My name is Eric Carlson. I'm a local artist here in Missoula. I was born and raised in Juneau, Alaska, and I spent most of my time as an adult working as an archaeologist around the state and in the state of Alaska and Hawaii as well. The first painting I'd like to talk about is this one, birds transporting water up to the sky. The theme of this entire show, including this piece, is about the entanglements or the interweavings of animals and birds with their natural environment. And in this piece, you have birds immersed and connected to water. And these two birds here are transporting droplets of water up to the sky. And you can see kind of this natural environment behind the birds, these old banyan trees. You can see a little bit of the ocean kind of coming into play here along the bottom of the piece here, and some fish. As these birds are transporting water from the ground surface basically up into the sky, you'll notice that there are wolves that have kind of tagged along as hitchhikers that are embedded into the birds and are kind of getting lifted up into the sky, where they, as well as the birds, are being disassembled and then falling back to the ground. This scene actually takes place on the big island of Hawaii, near the coast. And I was out there and I saw these finches. And they were, as I approached them, they kind of fluttered up and flew straight up into the sky, perfectly vertical, a lot like pigeons do. And so anyway, I was struck with that verticality of the flight of these birds, and that kind of inspired this piece. Yeah, the human element kind of permeates a lot of these paintings in this show, and that kind of emphasizes the idea that we as humans are interlinked and very intimately connected to the birds and animals that we coexist with.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about Eric Carlson's piece, seen here. As Eric told us, the title is Two Birds Transporting Water to the Sky. Take a close look at this painting, and what do you first notice when you look at this piece? Write down some words that come to mind as you look at and observe this work of art. Now, with your finger, follow the movement of the birds in the painting. And now, with your pencil or pen, draw your own simple bird form. Draw more than one bird if you wish. Can you think of a time or a place where you encountered birds flying around water, near a creek or a stream? Is there a story that you can tell about it?
All right, hello again. This is the second piece I'd like to talk about. It's called Pleistocene Entanglements, and similar to the first image with the birds, this piece is about the kind of the interweavings and the intimacy, basically, of animals, birds, and humans, and how they all kind of are part of one another. They all are part of the same kind of relationship. However, this one takes place in a different time as the bird image. This one takes place at the end of the Ice Age, where you have different creatures that are now extinct that used to be around at that time here in Montana. For example, the woolly mammoth here in the middle, and you have, I don't know, elements of caribou that are part of this piece as well. That used to be, these animals used to be very common here in Montana and southern Canada during the end of the Ice Age. And in this piece, I think what I'd like to say about this piece is that there's a different type of motion in the composition of this painting. The previous piece, you saw the two birds kind of emerging from the ground, vertically up to the sky, disassembling, and then falling back down. In this piece, and I'd like you all to spend a little bit of time with this painting after this video is over, and really explore it. But as you look at it, you'll notice that there's a movement of all of these creatures kind of in a circular motion. Everything is kind of moving this direction, but they pull back around, and you have, wolf elements. You have the sun and the moon kind of pulling back in this direction as well. So as you look at this, you let your eyes kind of wander around and move around the composition and explore all of these small details, a little bit of vegetation of the tundra, these bears down below, which are they're carved ivory, basically carved ivory figurines that have come back to life, and they're interacting with the elk, the mammoth, the humans, the wolves, and the ravens.
We are grateful that Eric has been able to come in and share with us a little bit about his work, and especially this piece titled Pleistocene Entanglements. And as Eric was telling us, the Pleistocene era is the time of the Ice Age, 1 million or more years ago, a period of time of repeated glacial events, followed by the extinction of most large-bodied animals in these regions, as Eric was describing. So looking at this painting, once again, what do you first notice when you look at this piece? Name some of the animal forms or other forms that you see or recognize in this work of art. Why do you think the artist chose these particular colors for this painting? Now, make your own simple sketch of an animal or creature that may have roamed the earth 1 million years ago. Then imagine yourself having an encounter with this animal or creature. What story would you be able to tell? Our time has unfortunately come to an end. If you press pause on this image or any of the images in this video, you can continue to see Eric Carlson's artwork, and you can continue creating with your pencil.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you'll tune in to our next Art in the Moment segment, which is, it's always the first Monday of each month, and the next one is Monday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. And I'd like you to remember that the museum is open and we are free of charge. So I encourage you to come, if you can, in person to the museum to see this wonderful exhibition yourselves. And please remember to bring your mask, because we are still requiring masks at the door, and that's what we're doing here today. We're trying to keep everybody safe, and we're wearing our masks. So thank you also to Montana GEC at the University of Montana for sponsoring Art in the Moment, and for the continued support of Dementia Friendly Missoula and Missoula Aging Services, and of course, MCAT for doing the filming. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.